And your other matter you have, Mr. Jacobs, is Efron Zuno Sanchez, 22-13407 and 22-11307.
Correct, Your Honor. This is the alleged victim's motion to rescind the no contact order for both the matter in which I represented Mr. Zuno Sanchez and the matter in which Ms. Bolton represented Mr. Zuno Sanchez. I believe Bolton doesn't plan to appear today. I'm happy to represent him on both.
All right, and it looks like we have, I'm going to probably butcher this, my apologies. Yesenia De Leon. She's present in court. She's in a wheelchair, so she's having to sit back from the mic. Do you want to give her one of those, maybe? And she has indicated through her motion that Mr. You go by Zuno?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Zuno Sanchez has completed treatment, is staying sober, has his own place. She's having some difficult health problems and she needs his help, along with, they have a small child together, and she'd like the no contact restraints to be lifted. Does the state have a position on this?
You know, I am less personally familiar with this case. However, I did have an opportunity to speak with Mr. Slack about somewhat the history, including the fact that beyond the two judgment and sentences that you have before you with the no contact orders, there were numerous violations of that, of the protection orders that countless times the agency would go to check up on, for instance, CPS would go and check up on children and find Mr. Zuno Sanchez present in violation of the order. And my understanding from Mr. Slack is that he has a great deal of concern that Yesenia, who I certainly understand has needs that she needs taken care of, is at the same time particularly vulnerable to Efren's manipulations. There are, as I said, he has a pretty extensive history of including the assault in the second degree, which was a violent offense. I'm not certain that she has gone to do a safety plan or anything like that at the Y. I would certainly hope that at least that had been done. I understand that he's now completed treatment, and that's certainly something that the court would look to. But it sounds like for the most part, there's just been this concern that throughout the pendency of these cases, there's been constant violations of the no contact order to her detriment, and that she doesn't call it in herself, that she, so there, it remains that concern that should there be another attack, that she will remain in this vulnerable position. Obviously, I can't say what else the court would look for to change the status at this point. We have her statement that he's completed treatment. I don't know if he's still on DOC supervision, but I don't have an input from DOC, and I don't know from them if he's actually completed treatment or what that treatment entailed, how much longer he has to go.
He
has proof.
My certificate of completion right here.
Okay, good job.
So I'm happy to.
You want to grab that for me, Rick, so I can take a gander at it? And Yesenia, what did you want to say? I saw you raising your
Well,
hand.
you know, I don't understand at this point, why he can't be a part of our lives. I do really need him.
Thank you.
You know, I do dialysis 3 times a week, and honestly, that's the only thing keeping me alive right now. So who's to say my treatment stuff, you know, I mean, as far as transplant, who's to say that's gonna work? You know, and I don't want to leave my son without knowing that he's gonna be okay. And, you know, Mr. Zuno, yes, he did have a problem with, you know, consuming, you know, drugs, but that's been, you know, not an issue for a long time for him, you know. Um, I know that he is on DOC, but call his DOC officer, you know, see where he's at in his, you know, in all his legal stuff that he has going on, but I'm just asking you to please, it's time, you know, it's been over a year. My son don't know his dad, you know, and that's not fair to him either.
Well, and I guess my thought is in this one case file 22-11307, that was an assault 3 on a cop and an assault 4 on you, I believe.
No, we've never had any assault on me. We've never had any issues like that. I mean, this was between him and my mom originally.
Your Honor, I can provide some amplifying comments whenever Your Honor is ready.
Oh, for Isabel Gutierrez?
Yeah, that's my mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other case, it looks like it was the violations of the no contact order. 2 counts of those. Mr. Jacobs, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just want to amplify some of what Ms. De Leon has said here and further contextualize this motion to rescind. Mr. Zuno Sanchez has fully abided by the terms of his no contact order under the matter in which I represented him. So that full compliance with responsibility and credibility. The underlying allegation, and as well, he's represented here and proven that he's completed treatment. You know, he appears and speaks as a person, changed person. The underlying allegations, you know, were nonviolent with respect to Ms. De Leon, and I have spoken with her myself, and she's comfortable with the fact that she should fear of Mr. Zuno Sanchez. And as she mentioned, she was just sort of collaterally included in no contact orders because she was previously living with her mother, with whom Mr. Zuno Sanchez had some friction. That's no longer the case. All 3 parties live in separate locations. And so there's no need for that no contact Sandoval's concerns. Ms. De Leon has very serious health problems. I don't, you know, that's her information to share. But I will say, you know, it seems to me that she's making long-term plans as best she can, given her diagnosis, given very serious health concerns and the implications of needing transplant. And Mr. Zuno Sanchez is here to step up and to reunite with his child and to rely on the help that she
You might need you to turn your
undergo
camera off
dialysis
so that you have
and
better
live.
bandwidth. It's
This
cutting
is
out. Yeah, you're
I'm sorry,
frozen.
can you hear me now, Your Honor?
Yep.
How
Well,
about
I'll
now?
save everyone some time. I'm gonna give you what you've requested, ma'am, and terminate the no contact order. I rarely have someone come to me and say, look at all that I've done and stayed out of trouble. I completed treatment. Now can I lift it? Usually it's like the minute the case is over, they want it lifted when they haven't done anything to remedy the problem, and you have. So good on you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Keep up the good work, Zuno.
Thank you.
Yeah. And before you take off, I'm gonna have you guys sign this. Is that all right with you, Mr. Jacobs, to have your client sign the rescinding no contact order?
It is. Thank you, Your Honor.
You bet. We'll get Ms. De Leon to sign too. Ms. De Leon, I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully you can get the transplant you need. That's very scary. I'm very sorry. Oh, yeah, and you got a little one. Just take care of yourself. I'll say a little prayer for you. You bet. Mr. Sanchez, you keep up the good work.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.